Imagine a degree where students learn not just the depths of their major, from computer science and security to marketing to music to early childhood education, but where these same students learn to work in cross-functional multidisciplinary teams, where they learn to work with clients and they learn about intellectual property and proposal writing and entrepreneurship, things that are transformative and will set them up for the future, where they learn about new things they are not being taught, because that is their future. We don't know what will happen. If we're going to teach them about innovation and entrepreneurship, we have to teach them to learn what they need when they need to know it. 20 years ago, I came to UCCS to make such a degree happen, and this video is a short celebration of some of the things we've done. We invited all our graduates. We've had over 1,000 students impacted by the students. We had over 500 show up to celebrate the BI. Here in this video, you get to hear some of their stories from just a few of the students that have been touched by the degree and what it means to them. And now, on with the show.
Good evening, everyone. Can I have your attention, please? Good evening. How's everyone doing? Good. We're here tonight to celebrate the Bachelor of Innovation. It's the 20th reunion and celebration. That's what we're celebrating tonight.
And I'm Samuel Elliott, and we're excited to be your MCs for the evening. Those of you... I don't know if we deserve an applause yet. Maybe
Not yet, no.
Maybe save it for the end of the night.
We might really suck. Who knows?
So, as everyone should know, we're here to celebrate the spirit of innovation, connection, and all the incredible work that happens in person and around the BI program. Whether you're a student, alumni, client, faculty member, or friend of the program, tonight is for all of us.
Before we dive into the program, we want to thank everyone who made tonight possible. A big thank you to our event planning team, setup crew, and our performers for bringing the energy tonight. Can I get a round of applause? And a special shout out to Phil on Music Hall. You are amazing to work with, and we are really excited for this opportunity. So thank you so much.
The Bachelor of Innovation isn't just about academics. It's about collaboration, creativity, and building something real. Tonight, you'll hear stories of student transformations, client successes, and of course, some epic music to top it all off.
Speaking of music, you are in for a treat later tonight. Rory Lewis, who was the most downloaded unsigned artist on the internet from 1999 to 2006, will be performing right here on the stage tonight.
I'm loving this energy.
Go ahead.
No,
He made the top 10 on Rolling Stone's Billboard charts just under Eminem, and found major success on MTV, and has opened for Stone Temple Pilots, Everclear, and more. We're really honored to have him with us tonight.
You may have noticed some QR codes on your tables. These link to the Boult Family Endowed Innovation Program Fund, which provide financial support for students and awards for faculty within the Bachelor of Innovations program at UCCS. We also want to take a moment to thank our individual donors. As much as I want to thank you personally, you know who you are. Your generosity makes a huge difference, and we are deeply grateful for your continued support of our students and this program.
And of course, we want to recognize someone who's made an enormous impact on the program, Dr. Terry Boult. Where are you? Right there. Terry Boult recently donated $1 million to support the Future of Innovation program. Let's give him a huge round of applause.
Incredible. The Bachelor of Innovations isn't just about academics, it's about collaboration.
And that's
Going one more paragraph down. And now, to kick off our evening of stories and celebration, please help us welcome the one and the only, the individual who helped shape the foundation of this program and continues to champion for its growth, Dr. Terry Boult.
So they told me you have 10 minutes. I figured I'd give an entire lecture on proposal writing. No, I'm here to celebrate you. Right? My story, I came to UCCS to do this Bachelor of Innovation. When I came, no one knew what I wanted to do because I learned some lessons about innovation as a process that they would circle the wagons and try and stop it. I'm retiring now, but the story of success of the students of the Bachelor of Innovation is my reward. That's what I came here to do, and we showed that students at UCCS could do phenomenal things, and you'll hear a bunch of stories tonight. From our first graduate, Steve, right here. He literally graduated and started a company with his own, with funding he got by running a grant from UCCS where he used to. He's gone on to do great things. Many of our students are going to tell you the stories of what's going on. The success of you standing up, facing whatever fears you have. Some of you face fear. I am afraid to be in front of crowds. But hey, I'm here. Many of you have transformed your lives. And I really hope that you will take what you've learned and help other people transform their lives. The impact you have, transformation of ideas and impact, isn't just your ideas. It's helping other people transform that and transform themselves is this process. You've all learned it. You can now teach it to other people. If the hundreds of graduates each teach 10 people, we'll reach thousands. If they teach more, tens of thousands, right? The growth you can make and the difference you can make doesn't have to be because you're in charge of a big company, because you got VC funding. The little things you do to your students, to your kids, to other students, all of that will help transform what we can do. That's the kind of transformation I envisioned and why I came to do it. And I'm so thrilled with the success that you guys have all had. There would be no way I could have done this without my wife, Ginger, who's in the back, and many of you met her. So she's been an important part of my life. She's been supporting me throughout all of this. Most of you have probably met her because she's come to like every graduation for every student you've done. She's always in the background working. She doesn't like the limelight, even less than I like the limelight. So she's going to be over there. But passion and family is an important part. And so hopefully you are all celebrating your successes and bringing your family into that. We've been very fortunate. As I'm retired, I'm still going to be out there trying to make a difference, but I try to make room for the next generation to go on and do things. So I'm not going to go the rest of the 10 minutes. Thank you all for coming. Celebrate your successes. Take your successes and use them to encourage other people to have more success and build on that. So, guys.
Good on, Dr. Boult. So we're all tasked. The impact doesn't stop with us. As students, as alumni, Dr. Boult's truly someone who has put his money where his mouth is, making sure that students that deserve to be a part of this program are able to be a part of this program. Let's give it up for Dr. Boult one more time. $1 million.
Huge.
I'll give you the mic as many times as you want.
So, well, one thing I forgot to mention is $1 million is up to $1 million. It's matching. So you people giving is part of what will drive, because I wanted to show campus it's not just me. It's we're a community that cares about innovation. All of you showing up tonight is part of that. There were people who said this would be a flop, that there would be like 40 or 50 people showing up, right? Just the number of people turning out to show their support and celebration of innovation is itself a testament. And the same is true with respect to the kinds of giving. Even if you only give $10, right, the number of gifts is something campus will look at and say, oh, that really made a difference. So, please think about that. If you know some other people, if any of you know really wealthy people, maybe I'll go talk to them, make an introduction. Let's see what we can do to really drive innovation shifts, which is the money we put together. The idea is to have BI students that have to work on trying to make an impact as part of what they do. It's not just a scholarship, it's not just go study, it's go make a difference. And that's what I want to see happen. What the program's already shown, many of you have made huge differences. I want to encourage more of that.
Thank you, Dr. Boult. We're going to move on now. Please welcome 4 of our outstanding students to the stage. Jordan Gershon, Matt Perlinger, Tristan Sawyer, and Elise Clark. They'll be sharing their experiences in the BI program and reflecting how it shaped them both personally and professionally. Kate will be guiding the panel with a few questions.
Hello, friends. My name's Kate. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We are all super honored to have you here. So, we have some really fun panelists for you guys tonight. This is Tristan Sawyer, Jordan Gershon, Elise Clark, and Matt Perlinger. So, to kick it off, we have Tristan here. Tristan, from frat life to finals, how did you manage to balance the late nights with the BI deadlines?
So I'm in Greek life here at UCCS, and really the BI provides a lot of different projects where you work on small amounts in different weeks throughout the entire semester, and it all comes together at the end. It really eases up the deadlines and kind of puts me in the headspace knowing that everything will be good at the end of the semester. I just got to keep pushing. And professors always have some great stories, so it kind of inspires me to show up.
Awesome, thank you, Tristan. So Jordan, the BI program is often associated with business, tech, and entrepreneurship. As a music major, what inspired you to join the Innovation Corps, and how did it complete your creative background?
For sure. So I chose the BI program as somebody who didn't necessarily know what they wanted to do in college. I've had an extensive musical background, and so I was ready to do that, but I also wanted to be involved in the business world. So this program really allowed me to collaborate all of my ideas into one place, and it's been a pleasure to work with everybody in the program.
Awesome, thank you, Jordan. It's good to know it's had such a big impact on you. Elise, cybersecurity is a super unique and just overall technical field. What made you want to step into the Innovation Corps and work with students from so many different backgrounds?
So I originally found interest in the Bachelor of Innovation because it's unique. And I think especially in a technology field, collaborating with people is very important. Fighting those stereotypes of computer nerds. So.
Awesome, very cool, Elise. And Elise is actually one of our graduates this May, so a little round of applause for Elise. All right, and Matthew is our alumni panelist who graduated this past December. Matthew, looking back, how did the Bachelor of Innovation program shape the way you approach storytelling and filmmaking today?
Yeah, so most of the Bachelor of Innovation influence that affected me in the way that I go and approach a lot of films that I work on is a lot of structure. Working with so many different types of professionals almost, trying to be professionals, that want to create things and also want to focus on their niche, focus on what they want to do on a film set, because there's so many different roles, is figuring out that structure and also figuring out how they need to incorporate with all the other folks that are on set.
Awesome, thank you, Matt. It's really nice to hear. All right, back to you, Tristan. As someone who's built both social and professional networks, how would you compare networking through Greek life and networking in the innovation space?
Yeah, so starting out in the innovation space, usually I'm looking for people with different college degrees, but I can still communicate with them very well. And I can kind of talk with them on the same level as myself. And then go into Greek life, it's a little bit easier to connect with people. People are just looking for a good conversation to have, and maybe business sparks up from that. One of my closest friends in Greek life I have a business with. I've also met close friends through innovation courses. It brings people into my life both ways, but I approach them both from different angles.
Awesome. So it sounds like the innovation program's really helped you in your personal life and your professional life, kind of building those different connections and helping your networking skills. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely both ways growing my networking skills.
Very nice. Thank you, Tristan. Jordan, fun one. If the BI had a soundtrack, what song or vibe would represent your experience in the program?
Sure. If I were to pick one song, I would go with Ripples by the Grateful Dead. It's a song about intersectionality and working with other people and the explosiveness that comes through collaboration. Yeah.
Awesome. You're probably pretty excited for the Rory Lewis band. In that case, he's a little bit of Grateful Dead vibe to him. Awesome. All right, Elise, what does innovation mean to you now compared to when you first started the program?
So honestly, prior to starting the program, I don't think I really thought about innovation at all. That's not something that's really presented. But after actually being able to experience it and working with it, I realized that it's in everything we do every day. So I have a very strong appreciation and passion for it now.
So you would say it's definitely changed your mindset as you've grown in the program and had those opportunities? That's awesome. All right, Matt, what advice would you give to current BI students who want to pursue creative fields like film or media, like yourself?
We do a lot of projects within the innovation core of working for clients and doing things like that. And of course, that's promoted by wanting to do and fulfill the class requirements, but the same thing has to go for your creative endeavors outside of it, is just getting started. UCCS is filled with so many different creative people, and a lot of people that can support your creative vision. And of course, it might be cliche to say, just go start. But honestly, it's starting with the people that are around you, trying to figure out if they can work with you, and most of the time they absolutely can, because everyone is super interested in just getting their work out there and wanting to collaborate and figuring out. Obviously, college is just a place to explore. And so, like, a lot of success has come from just going and creating something that's outside the class project, outside of like an incentivized school project. And making something, going and signing up for different competitions and just creating.
So Matt, you would say it's really helped you in your professional career as well as your personal life, really thinking outside the box and kind of taking the initiative for those sorts of projects in the real world?
Yeah, the biggest thing from the innovation core is the different layers. The seniors are leadership, the juniors are taking on that like code lead role, and then the 2010s are taking on that worker bee role, and a lot of that translates into bigger projects. And I've definitely found that to be fairly true in film as well.
Awesome, thank you, Matt. All right, back to Tristan again. So you are another one of our alumni we have here tonight. Since graduating in May, if you had to toast to the BI program, what would your toast be? Keep it short and senior style.
I'd have to give a toast to the professors for helping me and the rest of my fellow peers break out of our shells in the classroom lifestyle.
Yeah, awesome, thank you, Tristan. All right, Jordan, when you first entered the Bachelor of Innovation program, did you ever imagine how much it would influence your music career? If so, how so? Tell us about that.
I absolutely did not. I came into school being a very shy and reserved student, typically one to sit in the back of the classroom and not talk to people. And through the BI program, I've been able to put myself in situations that have really caused me to grow. I'm now in the Honors Classical Guitar Quartet at UCCS, as well as the president of the Colorado Springs Guitar Society, which were two things I would have never done. Thank you.
So I can definitely attest to Jordan's success that she's found in school. We're very proud of you, Jordan. All right, Elise, what was one challenge that you faced working in interdisciplinary teams, and what did you learn from it?
I would definitely say one of the biggest challenges for me was the difference in motivation that students have. We've all experienced this. But I think it taught me a very important lesson that was just keep going and meet people where they're at. I think I learned compassion in a different way, and I think I can bring that into the future, and that's going to be invaluable.
Elise, would you agree that that is going to be integral in your internship you have in cybersecurity this summer?
Yes, it is.
We're very excited for you. Awesome. Thank you, Elise. All right, and Matthew, since graduating, what's been one of the most rewarding film projects you've worked on, and how did your BI mindset play a role in making it successful?
So, Kate, I'm going to butcher my answer a little bit because I really haven't worked on projects since graduating. But honestly, there's two projects that come to mind, and the most fundamental one was one that was made for a competition, and it's carried its way through the competition realm for really filmed in 48 hours, and it's now through some awards and some recognition and some audience choice nominations. We're going to go play a con in France in a couple weeks. And so the most rewarding part of that, thank you.
Yes, applause for that for sure.
the most rewarding part of all of that is being able to continue to network, being able to continue to talk to people, and be able to talk to people that I would absolutely be out of my comfort zone doing so. And I will be a little cheesy and kind of tie it back to the innovation program, is working with different clients that the innovation team courses get, with the groups that get handed to innovation clients. And some of these clients can be absolutely intimidating. Some of them are fairly powerful. They hold some, really unique or really cool positions at various different companies. And so these unique projects have been really awesome to work with, but I'm able to get out of my comfort zone and be able to sell myself because I've had this experience of being able to work on a project and then sell it back to a client that's looking for it. And it's just been really, really fun time.
Awesome, thank you, Matt. It's great to hear from you about that project. We're really proud of you. Let's hear it up for our panelists. Thank you very much, friends. Turn it back over.
One more round of applause for those panelists. So, understanding which student stories to highlight on a panel, obviously a difficult choice. I know many of the conversations that are going on in the back of the room are talking with some of those students that have equally as good of stories. I don't want to call people out by name, as we do want this to be collaborative, but we do want to make sure that we show respect to all of our speakers and presenters for today. With that, we want to thank those panelists again, and it's clear that the BI not only teaches innovation, but it lives and breathes it through every one of our stories that have either been a student, alumni, or client of the BI.
Now, I'm a student. I'm graduating in December. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Milan. I'm a finance major with a minor in Japanese, and I just want to share my experience a little bit. My first year of college, I went to CSU, and I loved it there. It was amazing, but I did transfer to UCCS for the Bachelor of Innovation program. I reached out to some members of the Bachelor of Innovation program, and I said, you need to let me in. So that's my story, and thank you, panelists, again.
CU? Do they have a BI at CU?
No, we're the only one in the nation. Now let's welcome one of our very own to the stage, Chandra, a talented game designer in the Bachelor of Innovation program.
How everybody doing? Hi, I'm Chandra. I'm a game design and development major. This is my last semester. I'm about to graduate. I'm super excited. Thank you. The BI means a lot to me because I didn't know I was going to be doing this when I started college. I wanted to be an accountant. I thought I was just going to get a desk job in New York, make $60K, and move on with my life. But thanks to my mom, she suggested that I do something that I had a passion for, and that was game design. So the day before I moved to college and came to UCCS, I asked them, do they have a game design program? And they do. And I luckily ended up in the BI. And that allowed me to meet professors like Dr. Stiles, Dr. Sorensen, Dr. Damon Woodman, Dr. Terry Boult. All of these individuals have helped mold and shape me into the individual that I always knew I wanted to be. Thanks to the BI, I am able to turn my ideas into impact, and I can make my dreams come true. I truly want to change the world, and thanks to the BI, I think I'll be able to do that. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for supporting. Thank you, Dr. Terry Boult, wherever you are, for making the BI. Thank you, Dr. Stiles, for helping me get through college and helping me get to this point in my life. I truly appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Let's go. Chandra, you crushed it.
Another round of applause.
We can feel the energy in this room. We can feel and hear the passionate stories from students, from alumni, see the professors hugging students that they have. What the BI has here is extremely special, and all of the stories that are being shared are a testament exactly to that. So, before we continue, there are QR codes on your table. This is a very, very direct ask because the BI has had such an impact. As Dr. Boult said, whether you are just donating $1, UCCS, the CU system, they look at how many donors go into the Bachelor of Innovations program. So if you all thought that I said something funny or that you appreciate the water, it is worth $1. Please, please, please use the QR code to make a donation. And then, of course, all of us where the BI has changed our careers is the reason why we're able to make money, buy houses, have families, all of us alumni that have been able to see success from what we've learned through the BI program. Please, let's donate, let's give back, let's make sure that there's future classes and alumni that continue to elevate the impact that Dr. Boult and all the professors started.
Yes, everyone do it right now.
But not that I actually have funny jokes. What's really worth at least $1, Rory Lewis will be performing later. So be sure to stick around and you won't want to miss it.
Now, let's hear from someone who had a front row seat to the BI experience this semester, my very own client, David Wright. Please join me in welcoming that Alaska salmon guy, who will be performing later, may I add. He made the trip all the way from Kentucky to be here with us tonight. David worked very closely with my BI team this semester, and he's here to share how his collaboration made a real difference.
It's great to be here. Thank you. Milana's been awesome. She's one of the leaders on the semester 2 team. So it is a little surprising that I am here as a client who just went through and was blessed by this program. So just a little background. I'm an Alaska commercial salmon fisherman in the summertime, and then for about 20 years, and then in the last 12, 13 years, I've been shipping my wild caught, flash frozen sockeye salmon fillets back to Louisville, Kentucky, where I live and have a CSA program where people get like a box of 20 pounds of this awesome sockeye. And so I'm just, living my life, blessed, grateful, and happy, doing what I love. And well, I get this call from this guy named Silas Carlone, who fished on my boat about 5 years ago. And his older brother fished with me a couple seasons about 15 years ago. So Silas is like, yeah, I'm a filmmaker now. And, okay, I'm paraphrasing this because Silas is here. But it was something like this. When he fished with me the first time, after that season, he said, I'm studying film, and I wished him the best. He did a great job with working with me that summer. And then he went out, and that's when he became this young, talented filmmaker. And he said, I want to come work with you again, and I want to take a lot of camera footage throughout this salmon season and make a little mini documentary. So I was like, shit, yeah, I need a guy, come on back, And so he was working and running the camera. And then while we were up there, he started telling me about how he became a filmmaker and the influence of this program back at Colorado State, back at the University of Colorado State. So I was, just kind of interested, like, that sounds really, really cool. So in September, he reached out. He's like, National Fishermen picked up my article, and they want to premiere this mini documentary at the Seattle Pacific Marine Expo, which is the biggest one in the country. And So that was in November, so we all flew out there. My crew guy, Silas, and we brought our own red carpet. And we like rolled it out and then we walked down it. Because it was at an expo and no one was paying that much attention. It was in the Alaska room. It was super cool. We didn't really bring the red carpet, but I just thought it was a good story that you guys might like. Okay, so anyway, Silas is a good example of the kind of student that this program produces. Intelligent, creative, a little more mature than what I might expect to see. So during the summer season, he said, you want to start this, your salmon company, your CSA, and you want to expand it. It's what you're talking about all the time, and it's called Peak Run Wild Alaskan Salmon Peak Run, which is sort of the peak of the salmon run. It's when you just get hammered and you just work lights out and it's crazy. So much salmon. So I wouldn't really have the money to start it. So Silas said, I gotta hook you up with this program. And they took me on as a startup for Peak Run. And what impressed me most was the first semester student, these 4 students. They were awesome. And they started building this company for me. And I was like, I need you guys. And I'm so thankful because you're getting this company off the ground. So that's Jacob Biles, Hayden Feltz, Zach Snyder, and Rigby Bradshaw. If you guys could stand up, I want to give those guys a round of applause. We got one right down here, we got Zach back there. That's my semester 1 team. They were awesome. And Silas, by the way, is over here. I'm sure he doesn't want to stand up, but he's a graduate of the BAT program. Anyway, I'm so grateful to that guy for even linking me up with you guys with this awesome program, which is very unique that it's BI. It's the only BI in the country. And then I get to semester 2, and my semester 2 team had 4 really talented individuals that took what the semester 1 team had done and moved it along. That's Milan, who you've met. She's hosting this event. And give it up to her. And Kate Hutnick, you can stand up, Kate. You've been up here on running the panel. And then Jordan Gershon was on the panel. Jordan, stand up again. Awesome. Giving me rides around town as well. And Harley Davidson, get on that Harley and ride that thing up. There it is. I can't tell you, the students are ahead of anything I was expecting. They are innovative, intelligent, and motivated. And what an honor to be able to have them help me build Peak Run Salmon, which is going to open up and launch with the Colorado Springs pickup days this fall. You can get your wild sockeye salmon right here, and the team helped build this company. So check it out, Peak Run. Thank you, UCC. SBI. Thank you so much. One last thing. I've been a house and techno DJ for so long, like forever, 25 years. I've been playing this style of music. So I hope you're open to it. It's going to take you an hour ride, a long ride at the end of the night. And it's going to be so fun. And I hope to see you dancing and getting into it. So, anyway, thanks.
It's been a pleasure working with you, David. Thank you.
For sharing your story. It really is incredible the risk that some clients take working with BI students, and it's always amazing to see and hear from them at the end of the semester the impact that the students have and how they enable the BI to really transform classroom work into real-world value.
Let's give it up one more time for David.
Next up is someone that I'm fortunate enough to have known personally, a part of my graduating class with the BI. Want to welcome up to the stage Kyle Harmondy, a proud BI graduate, who is going to share really his tribute to the BI program.
Thank you, Sam. Hey everybody, my name is Kyle Harmondy. I graduated from the Bachelor of Innovation in 2018. First and foremost, I want to congratulate and sincerely thank Dr. Stiles and Dr. Boult on their retirement and everything that they've accomplished to make it to this milestone. You both have made a lasting impact not only on the university but on the lives of so many students, including mine. So thank you guys so much. Thank you. Wherever Dr. Boult is. I was fortunate enough to stumble upon the Bachelor of Innovation during my freshman year. I took the introductory course, ENTP 1000, as most of you know, bring students together from different disciplines to form teams, identify real-world problems, create solutions, and build business plans around them to execute. I remember what we built was we came up with a problem. We had somebody that was in our group was really short, and she went whitewater rafting that year, and she couldn't fit her foot underneath the seat in front of her. And so that was an issue. That was a real world problem because she was, having a situation where she was falling out of the raft, and so we came up, okay, let's come up with a solution to that, right? And so the real problem was that issue, and so short people couldn't secure their foot underneath the water, the whitewater raft. And then the solution was it was a wedge. It was a wedge designed to put inside of this bottom section to create a little bit of an extension so that people that had short legs could do okay and whitewater raft. So, we identified a real world problem, a real solution. We wrote a business plan behind it, and honestly, we would be all millionaires if we would have dropped out of college, but we decided that we were going to finish our degree. I went off script on that one because I wanted to share that. It was a really fun project, so it made a huge impact. And after taking that course, I was completely hooked. All I wanted to do was be a part of the Bachelor of Innovation, and I wanted to finish my degree with the Bachelor of Innovation on my diploma. That's exactly what I did. That journey and the opportunity I had along the way was possible large in part because of Dr. Boult and Dr. Stiles. Dr. Stiles was supportive in every way. She gave me the incredible opportunity to teach innovation courses internationally in Vietnam and in Austria. That experience changed my perspective forever. Thank you. Dr. Boult equally supported and encouraged going to business plan competitions, financing us to fly out to California to pitch a business with fellow colleagues to try to win some money and ultimately try to grow our ability to be business leaders. Their investment in students went far beyond the classroom. I truly can't thank these two professors and the Bachelor of Innovation enough for setting me up for a successful career. The degree path taught me to believe that anything is possible. Today I focus my career on working with growing organizations, startups, where I continue to apply what I learned in the Bachelor of Innovation every single day. So congratulations to the Bachelor of Innovation for 20 years. That's a huge, huge accomplishment. And congratulations to Dr. Boult for having the vision to bring innovation into the university setting at UCCS, the way that he did through the Bachelor of Innovation, and to Dr. Stiles, to her unwavering dedication to student success. I can't thank these two professors enough in the Bachelor of Innovation for what it did to me in my life. Thank you guys so much.
I encourage you, as the bands come out, as the event comes to a close later this evening, talk to some of the students. So many students have unique stories just like Kyle's. Speaking of unique stories, there's probably a lot of people that don't know that I almost walked away from the BI without graduating. And it was only up to Dr. Boult that says, You want this. You want the official degree. You put in the work. And you don't get professors like that in other degree programs. To reintroduce myself, my name is Samuel Thomas Elliott, and you may know me from the BI, from the Entrepreneurship Club, as student body president, or a former contributor to the Colorado Springs startup ecosystem. Or tonight's the first night we've met. Either way, glad to be here. What I think is important to say is that there's no way in hell I would have my current job if it wasn't for the Bachelor of Innovations. And I know there's other students that share that same similarity. You see, this program doesn't just teach students what to think, it's teaching us how to think, how to problem solve, how to think outside the box, how to be an individual coming up with our own opinions through educated research. It rewired the approach of how I solve problems, how I work with people from different backgrounds, and how to recognize opportunity where others may not. Nearly 7 years after I graduated, I landed a job that didn't even exist when I was in school. In fact, the technology behind my job didn't even exist either. Yet the BI was able to prepare me for it. Today I'm a prompt engineer at a multi-billion-dollar company called Apollo. Somehow, someway, I was lucky enough to be the person that supports how AI talks, thinks, and solves problems within our platform. And before that, I was a founding account executive at that same company, launching a new services division. And here's the truth. The BI program prepared me for all of it. And I probably would have fallen flat on my face if it wasn't for the BI. Luck may have had something to do with it, but I really do think it's from the individual contributions of the professors and the curriculum of the BI that has allowed me to succeed. Before I knew what AI prompting was, before ChatGPT or generative AI was mainstream, the Bachelor of Innovations had already taught me how to learn something brand new and then go figure out how you can make an impact with that new thing that you just learned. A few months ago, I was at a dinner with the director of our AI platform, someone I had built a relationship with because the BI taught me networking skills. Those of you who weren't a part of the BI, how many of your college professors taught you networking skills? Congrats! I think you're part of the minority. I remember showing up to class and a student asking a question and one of our professors completely going off of syllabus to focus on what is actually going to help us succeed, or a problem that we were actually facing. Now, we would still, of course, learn everything that was on the syllabus, but that was the whole point of our teams class, to face real-world problems, working on real-world projects that would make an impact, and then our professor to see what's going on with the teams and highlight, hey, there's a lesson in this that everyone should learn. It's hard to do that with just a straight syllabus style course. Overall, I wasn't looking for a new role. I hadn't planned of joining this new role, but the one thing that I probably have to thank the Bachelor of Innovations for more than anything else is that it taught me how to recognize when there was a door that was worth walking through, even if you aren't looking for that door or that opportunity. Because I just about passed up this opportunity. I'm not telling the story to talk about me. I'm not telling it because this is exactly what the BI prepares you for. I'm telling it because it is making an impact. The BI is preparing students for the unknown because none of us have it all figured out when we're in college. But the BI is equipping students with what they need to help them figure it out. It's the unknown, the undefined, the future that hasn't been built yet. And I wouldn't be here without Dr. Stiles' endless stories in class that made us see the world differently, or Dr. Boult's uncanny ability to politely let me know when I was being, let's just say, overly confident and underinformed, which I'm horribly guilty of, still to this day. The BI gave me the confidence to try, as it did with many other students. The humility to learn and the grit to keep going when things didn't work out for the first time or the fifth time. This program molded how I think about my work, not as a job, but as a playground for ideas, creativity, and real-world impact. And I promise you, There are current and future BI students and alumni who are going to solve some of the world's biggest problems. Some already are. So spread the word, support the program, scan the QR code, become a client, get involved however you can, because the Bachelor of Innovations is something very, very special, and we're really lucky to have it here at UCCS in Colorado Springs. All right. We have Chance Large wanting to share an impromptu kind of testimonial impact of the BI.
Thank you, Sam. I was a student of the BI long ago. I was actually roommates with Sam and Kyle at one point. I am actually not a graduate of UCCS or the Bachelor of Innovation program. But Sam spoke quite a bit about recognizing opportunity and recognition, and so I thought I'd take a few moments to stand on this stage and recognize Dr. Boult and Dr. Stiles for their amazing contribution to this beautiful community that is the BI Innovation Program and the legacy that is the student body that's here today. They recognized something in each of you, and they blessed you as an extraordinary individual to go out into the world and to lead through extraordinary times. The BI is an extraordinary program, and they selected each and every one of you, or you were driven to the BI program because you yourself is what is extraordinary. All right? Each and every one of you who has attended the BI program should feel the burden of that responsibility as you go out into the world. They are retiring, and it is you who is going to inherit their burden, because it is a burden. Innovation is extraordinarily difficult in kind, in practice, and in the field where it gets messy. I've worked with Google, I've worked with the Department of Homeland Security, I've worked with Techstars, I've worked with many reputable organizations, and I've seen the inside. Our institutions and our corporations are crumbling, and it will only be saved by extraordinary leaders that have been blessed by extraordinary individuals like Dr. Stiles and Dr. Boult. So I call on each and every one of you, now that they are retired, to take the yoke and to continue on, because it is you now who will save our ability to decentralize, to coordinate, to be extraordinary, to discover extraordinary opportunities, and to lead and to innovate. I love you all as they have loved you, and I wish you all the best in your journey. Thank you.
I'm fired up! Can I be enrolled in the BI?
Let's give one more round of applause to Sam and Kyle and Chance.
Very, very soon, we have the one and only Dr. Rory Lewis' band coming up here, so you'll be able to grab a drink, you'll be able to enjoy the music and continue that conversation. But before we do, please join me in welcoming one of the many driving forces behind the success of the BI program, Dr. Colleen Stiles, the program director and innovation and student growth.
Where is Boult anyway? Where are you, back Ben? Where is Boult hiding? He's in the far back, guarding the bathroom. My name's Colleen Stiles, and I'm a proud member and a proud faculty member of the Bachelor of Innovation degree. You know, I used to run companies and make a lot more money. But you know, I have never had a career that made me feel fulfilled and satisfied and challenged like I have with the Bachelor of Innovation. And you know, when Nina, who also worked with the beginning of the BI, and Nina, where are you? Nina Pollock, she's back there too. Nina and Terry hired me in 2010 for $19,652. And that's the best $19,652 I have ever made. You know, I raised my kids, and I always used to say to them, you know what, magic is always just around the corner. Magic is always just around the corner. And you know, you can make anything possible, but you gotta get out of the stands and what? Let me hear you one more time. You gotta get on the court, baby, or nothing happens. And you also have to have integrity, yeah? And understand that the definition of innovation, let's all have a little chant now. Ready? On the count of 3. Innovation is... They're not very good singing together, but the transformation of ideas into impact. And listen, raise your hand if you've been in my class. I owe you everything. I also owe you team teach. You know, innovation is a team sport. And we have a lot of our faculty that have taught or are teaching. So if you're faculty or have been, will you please stand up, because we want to honor you too. Stand up. Colonel Stewart over there hiding back. You know, in this BI, you cannot make up what happens. You can't make it up. Jim Stewart took a student and went on a plane to meet with the family so that the kid could talk about what it's like to inherit a company. We have 2 other graduates who are running their family companies, and we're talking multi-millions here, not a little companies. We've had 4 teams that have worked with the State Department in the Republic of Georgia and other places. And we've worked with football teams and you name it. But you know what? None of that matters if you're not on the court. And transformation of ideas and impact, as you know, has to be commercialized. It's got to be sustainable. And Chance is right. This is where we need you. We need to show the school that $1 matters. If you all can just give $1, that's it. Well, you can give 10 million, that's good, but 1 for now. You know, if you can give $1, it shows the school that we got 450 people that care. That's bigger than a gift. And you know, finally, here's what I have to say. People like Ashandre, who he didn't tell you has got his own record label. Yeah. And he was a TA in technical writing for a long time. You know, we have students that did this event. Terry and I didn't do this event. They did. Milan and Kate and Harley and Jordan. Now they're a team that's supposed to be working on Peak Run, but they took this on. And they took it on, yeah. I never thought I'd retire. I just never thought I would. But you know, degrees change, families change, and you all change. We have DI graduates that are now on our faculty. Chris Malik, he's out there. Ashley Wallace, he's somewhere out there. Remember, people don't care how much you know. until they know how much you care. Remember, the only way to make something possible, if it's impossible, is to what? Declare it possible. And if you declare it possible, and you believe in the power of multidisciplinary cross-functional teams, you ought to see a game designer working with a video maker, working with a business student. They're interesting conversations, I'll tell you that, you know. So I want to thank all of you, all of the students who suffered through ontological learning, all of you who when I said, okay, wait a minute, stop right now, and y'all went, oh no, here we go, here we go. I want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. And I want to thank my family. Yeah. Because they've supported me. And finally, I just have to say, you know, sobriety matters. I'm coming up on 29 years of sobriety, so listen. If any of you want to write to an AA meeting, we'll be going after this, and so you just let me know. Okay? But you know, you live your life in integrity. Live your life, follow that gut that says you can do it. Make things impossible possible, and stay in integrity. And you will find amazing results. Thank you, Terry and Nina. You all don't know this, but the first day I interviewed, I sucked so bad I had to come back the second day. For real, you know? They took a chance on me. I'm not easy. So thank you. Nancy, thank you.
Before we go to a short break in anticipation of our first band, can we please give a standing ovation not only to Dr. Stiles, Dr. Boult, Nina Pollock, and all the BI faculty members that are here today.
So grab another drink, grab some food, and at 7, Rory Lewis will be on the stage.
I want to thank you for watching the full-length version of the BI celebration. This was put on by a bunch of students, so I especially want to thank all of those listed here and the many others who helped this work. Dr. Lewis's videos for the band will show up later as they're being edited. I also want to encourage you to give back. Dr. Boult has set up a up to $1 million matching campaign to match any of your donations to his innovationships. You can donate by scanning the QR code on the video. Thank you.